are live. I should just pay for my shit, please.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Red and Gold Standard Podcast. My name is Zach Hernandez, and as always, I am joined by my co-hosts Matt Llewellyn and Mike Andrews of Nothing But Niners. And today we'll be recapping the 49ers' last-second 23-20 walk-off victory versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road. Before I toss over to my guys, if you're watching on X, make sure you hit like and repost the stream. If you're watching on YouTube, on either channel, 49ers Hive or Nothing But Niners, make sure you hit like and subscribe and drop your comments in the chat. We want to hear your guys' instant reactions to this win. Now that I got that out of the way, Matt, how you doing this afternoon?
Listen, it was an interesting afternoon. Certainly, it was a nail-biting morning to watch, football out here on the West Coast. So we're gonna get into it, but I mean, this was a win. But did we really win? I don't know.
Yeah, man, lot to break down. Mike, how you doing?
I'm in a very good mood, mainly because it's my daughter's birthday. I was happy that the Niners happened to eke out a win against this team that really should not have tested us the way that we did, right? But, it is what it is. But for the most part, I'm in a good mood. My daughter's birthday, Niners got a win. It could be worse. Yeah.
Happy birthday to Zara, 11th birthday.
Yes. And by the way, so for those of you guys who are watching on the Nothing But Niners YouTube page, in the regular tradition, what we will be doing today, anybody who does a super chat that says, happy birthday, Zara, HBD Zara, anything that has to do with her birthday with the rest of your super chat, she will be getting that in cash from her dad at the end of the show. So keep that tradition going, guys. We've done it before. For those of you who have been here before, this is nothing new to you guys. For the new subscribers, that is what we do here. We give the kids the full amount in cash following the show. So make sure you guys are tuned in and make me cry. I can't tell you guys how bad it was at one show because for Zach and Matt, you guys know we don't bring in all of the super chat revenue. But I still give it to them, and man, oh man, did the Nothing But Niners people make me pay one year. Whew, it was pretty bad. So we'll see how it goes today. But overall, I'm in a really, really good mood. It could be worse, and the Niners getting a win, although an ugly win, it still could be significantly worse than what we just had to deal with.
100%. By the way, my dad's watching. He just texted me, happy birthday to Zara. So,
oh, shout out to Papa Zach over there, Pop
right.
Hernandez.
All right. Happy birthday to Zara, like I said. Get those super chats in for her birthday. But let's get back to this game, and let's start on this game. We're not going to do the traditional play-by-play because this one was just a kind of a crazy game. Matt, I know you had some interesting thoughts. Why don't we start with you on this game and your main takeaway from it?
Yeah, there's a culture problem on this team this year. I don't know if they feel like they've made it or if they feel like they're just going to get right automatically. We've talked about it before. Kyle's pressers, it's like not a ton of accountability from Kyle Shanahan, from the players. It's like, oh, we've been here before. And, we've talked about that. Guess where the 49ers have not been before? The 49ers have not been in a place where Deebo Samuel is taking swipes at long snappers and kickers as a team leader. That's absolutely unacceptable. Deebo needs to be disciplined, right? Like, one thing to be mad, yes, Jake Moody missing kicks, to quote Grant Cohn, more on him in a minute. But to actually physically confront your teammates, like, come on, man. It's just like you can't be doing that shit on the sidelines. Like, save that shit. In that moment, you're frustrated, but there's still time on the clock. And it's just, again, you have the captain's C on your jersey. You're held to a higher standard than some of the other players on the team because you earn that captaincy. So unacceptable there. I thought the offense overall played well, but obviously Jake Moody missed 3 in a row. I've been one of the biggest Jake Moody defenders out there, but I can't defend him anymore. And don't let the final kick, despite the fact that, yes, he did come out and make the kick even after the confrontation. Listen, I'm out. I'm out on Moody. You need consistency. Ooh. Earlier this season, he missed an extra point that ended up coming back and haunting the 49ers in a game. It's not about necessarily when you make the kicks or when you miss the kicks. You just need reliability. And the fact that I don't remember last year in the 49ers the 3-game losing streak that they had, Jake Moody missed a field goal back-to-back. One against Cleveland that would have won the game, and against Minnesota early. It's not, maybe it wasn't Minnesota. I think it was Minnesota. I'm not sure. Anyway, he almost missed a game winner. When you look at somebody like Anders Carlson, who they got out of like a Rite Aid, and brought him out, and he made 8 in a row. It's just not good, man. You can't, don't let the sunk cost fallacy of a 3rd-round pick stop you from getting a kicker in. You have one job. If you're not going to do it, it doesn't matter. They moved off of Trey Lance in about the same amount of time that Jake Moody's been here. So it's about time to move off of Jake Moody. He wasn't kicking for his job at the end of the game. He was kicking for his ride home. His job should be out the window. He should be gone. Another person that should be gone is Coach Kasurek. I'm over him. I'm so over him. I've never seen a coach do less with more than this guy.
Can we come back to the special teams coach before we move on from Jake?
The special teams coach needs to go too. But yeah, go ahead, Zach.
Once Matt, are you done with your?
No. Oh no.
Please,
Oh no.
I'll let you go.
No, special teams. I'm still going. Coach Kasurek has done less with more than any coach I've ever seen. At least Chris Forster, and Mike, you've been on this, has worked with a lot of bums and made them look at least serviceable, to the point where Justin School and some of these other guys. I mean, Mike McGlinchey got a huge contract, right? And he's kind of a bum. So I'm just out on that. We already know that Schneider should be out of here. I'm over that fool as a special teams coach. Special teams with another gaffe again today, where a guy's getting pushed into the returner, causing a fumble. It's just unacceptable there. And Nick Sorensen, did you notice at the end of the game when they were actually, before the refs started throwing their flags, and I hate the Zebras, but before the refs started throwing their flags, they didn't get exotic with their blitzes and their coverages until it was nut-cutting time, and there's no excuse for that. So in terms of the 49ers being a Super Bowl contender for all of these reasons, I'm out.
There we go.
And to be clear, Coach Kasurek, I'm over on. He's been here forever, and the results just keep going down and down and down. It's time again. Is it that he's a bad coach, or is it that he's been here too long and is no longer getting the same reaction or buy-in from the players? Right? Like when somebody tells you, when you have a woman telling you over and over again, nagging you about certain things, at some point it goes in one ear and out the other. And I think that's in any walk in life, whether it's a boss, whether it's whatever. When you hear the same message, eventually you're going to be like, yeah, got it, and go through the motions. And that's what it looked like.
Mike, before you respond, we have some super chats. By the way, somebody asked if Carlson got picked up. I think he's on the Jets now, I saw.
He did. Yeah, he's on the Jets.
Okay. Yeah. So let's get these super chats, and then Mike will get to your response to what Matt said for his Matt rant. Nigel Crane, $5 super chat. Happy birthday, Zara. 49ers got the win. We'll take it no matter how ugly it was. Thank you, Nigel. Matthew, happy birthday. And our guy Gary Fox 198. They need to cut Moody and bring back Carlson or sign me. I was a free kick specialist when I played soccer. These soccer kickers are kind of getting some looks now. Look at Brandon Aubrey with the Cowboys. So hey, maybe a realistic chance. Mike, your response. I know you were
so thank you to the people who said happy birthday to my daughter. Zara, you're up to $10 already. So shout out to you. But I want to do a couple of things here. Jake Moody is absolutely not forgiven for the 3 missed field goal attempts. We're talking a 49-yarder. We're talking a 50-yarder. And the other one was, 42, if I'm not mistaken, something like that? What was the third
I think
one?
it was like 44.
44, 42, something like that. And then he drills the last one, and I don't know how long that one was. Forgiven?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. But, guys, I can understand. I want to remind everybody that this ankle injury was to his kicking foot. The angle in which he has to hold that foot and that distance and account for whatever variances there may be in the stadium all comes into play. I like that Kyle kept giving him opportunities throughout the one-score game. I want to emphasize this. It was always a one-score game, whether we were winning or losing. We were never down by multiple scores when he did those attempted kicks, right? I didn't expect Jake Moody to come out and be 100% today. I didn't. But what I didn't want Kyle to do was let go of Wright, let go of Carlson, and then bring Moody in and be like, yeah, we're not going to bring him out here. We're going to go for it on fourth down. Then what was the point of what you just did? You should have then kept Carlson if that's what you were going to do. So Kyle did the right thing in emotional and mental building and support of his, I'm still going to call him young kicker. It's not an excuse. I want to be clear with what I'm saying. Not forgiven. Unacceptable to miss 3 of them. 1, okay, that's on us. You're shaking the rust out. 2, dude, you got to be better. 3, okay, now you're costing us at this point. And I want to also remind people of this. They scored a touchdown off of one of those misses. Just 3 plays later, they were in the end zone. 3 plays later, they were in the end zone. So you gave them that's a 10-point swing. That's a 10-point swing in a one-score game. It could have cost us this game. Who knows what would have happened if this game ended up going into overtime? All that said, Matt, I disagree, man. I'm sorry. And for the faithful out there watching, I'm not out on Jake Moody yet. I don't know what it is about this kid. I don't know why I keep being so lenient with him. I'm just not out on Jake Moody. Those were all non-gimme kicks that he missed.
Man, it's
Borderline.
2024. Anything inside of 50 is a gimme, dude.
Let me ask this
percentage
question.
in the NFL on an inside 50-yarder is something like 90+%, dude. There's no. Fuck no.
We lean on you for our injury analysis, Matt. So I'm going to do it again because I'm not. I am by no stretch of the imagination an expert.
Yeah.
What is harder to do? To get the angle right on the plant foot that's injured, or to get the angle right on the swinging and impact foot?
The plant leg is harder. If the injury was to his plant leg, it would be way harder because that's where all the force exertion goes. But you know, it's the hardest thing of all. Knowing your body well enough to know that if you ain't fucking ready and you got one fucking job, don't go in there and cost your team.
Wait, but he had the distance. And none of them were extremely wide. He missed all of them by a football width. Every single one of that he missed was a football width, and he had plenty of distance on all of them. Does that not count for anything?
Moody is a Michigan guy, and I've been hammering the point home for him. But you can't miss 3 straight. You can't. Again, these are points off the board. The 49ers, listen, Brock Purdy had more passing yards than the Buccaneers had total yards, and this was a 3-point win for the 49ers.
Yes, true.
Because why? Because Jake Moody didn't do his fucking job. Imagine if he missed the game winner and the Bucks win in overtime despite being outgained 413 to 215. Like the Bucks had more rushing yards than passing yards and still made it a 3-point game.
Yes.
There's no excuse for that.
Yeah.
You know.
By the way, we got 2 more super chats.
Yes.
One from Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I read this one already. They're kind of. They're upside down. Myzale, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. Happy birthday, Zara. This was a good morale booster, finding a way to win despite all the F-ups on all 3 phases. Now it's getting sync. And we got a $50 from Gray Fox 198. Happy birthday, Zara. A gift from your friend Fox. Also, your dad rocks. Thank you guys very much. That's awesome, man. You guys are great.
They're going to make me pay.
This situation with Moody is tough, right? Because, yes, why did you come back if you aren't healthy enough to kick? Are you healthy enough to kick? You did miss by just a football width either way. The second missed kick, I think, was the most egregious because you missed the first one a little bit wide left, but then you missed the second one even more wide left. So it's like, where is the
if you watched it too, it was like a golfer who like shanked the drive. It just like curved, it went right and then curved all the way back left.
Yeah.
And then, but that's the thing. It's like, yes, I understand he didn't miss by a lot, but if you look at his adjustments, it's all like the most minor adjustment and still on the verge of like, he's not dialing it in. He's just doing the bare minimum. So the first kick, he barely misses left. So he tries to pull it right. And in the process, yanks it all the way back across. Then the third one, what does he do? He pushes it right. And then for the game winner, it barely sneaks through the right upright. And you could see him trying to dial it in, but you don't have that kind of situation with most of the other kickers in the league. They miss one way and they're like, oh, okay, got it. I see how the ball's traveling in this stadium and how it's coming off my foot. And the next one is usually dead center. How many times has Jake Moody kicked a dead center field goal?
It doesn't happen often. I'll give you that. That. It's not often because we remember.
You know, if you're it's like
but I don't care if it's dead center or not. I care if it goes through the goal or not. Like, have you done any have you done anything, either of you guys done anything recently where it's like it's you versus literally the field, not your opponents, like bowling or golf or even basketball, like free throws. Have you done anything recently? Like I just bought a new bowling ball. Right. And I think I'm a pretty good bowler. Like my average is over 200. I think I'm a pretty good bowler. Right. But I got a new ball and that was just me and the lane that I'm on. You have to adjust to every lane. You can move over one lane in the same bowling alley. You still have to make that adjustment. And then it's you and learning that ball on that lane. And then as the lane breaks down, the oil patterns change. Right. Like he's in there in that moment. And it was a little to the left. A little to the left. I'm going to overcompensate now. Oh, a little to the right. And then he got the last one in there. And he still barely snuck that one in there, but he missed two to the left. It was inside on the right side. Like, I'm not saying that he was perfect, because clearly he wasn't. I'm not saying it's excused. It's not excused. I don't like the results of what Jake Moody did today. What I am applauding, though, is, one, Kyle's confidence to run him back out there again. Now, we ran so much time off the clock, Kyle was probably like, yeah, fuck it, man. Like, if we miss it, we're going overtime, worst case scenario, and I'll depend on my offense.
Low stakes at that point.
Right. But what I do like is Kyle kept running him out there, giving him more opportunities off of, how long has Jake Moody been gone? Are we talking 4, 5 games, 5 weeks?
4
games, 5 weeks. Yeah? Like, come on. He doesn't deserve a little bit of a...
Mike.
They were 40-plus yarders, guys.
He had 2 weeks to practice.
He had 1 week.
If you
started practicing last week.
If you say 50-plus, but you don't think even away from team facility, like, it's not like he's Christian McCaffrey and needs contact and shit. That dude can go out to a soccer field by himself and start kicking ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like that. It's different. It's a different position. You have a singular job. But, like, if you said 50-plus, like they were 50-plus yarders, all of them, I'd give that to you. 40 yarders, nah, man. It's like going to the firing range. The first thing you do is you group your shots. You want to make that group as small as possible, and then you zero your target so that you're on target. Right. And he didn't do any of that shit. He's just spraying the ball back and forth because he has no concept of how to actually, adjust in a way that is to a slight degree. He doesn't have enough proprioception or body control, and I don't know if that's going to change. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to change. He's not a rookie. I gave him a lot of slack last year because he was a rookie. And going from college hashes to NFL hashes is a big difference. In college, it's a lot more of a variance because you start wider out and you're supposed to end in the middle. Now he's had a full year in the NFL. He's been to a Super Bowl, so he's got more games than most rookies would have. And he's still doing the same shit that he did last year. At some point, I'm just going to look at him and say, this is a finished product, and it's... If you think the 49ers can go to the Super Bowl, it's going to be, you have to be able to kick the ball.
Yeah, I don't like that comment by Steve-O there at the end. I bet Matt couldn't kick. Listen, we did no, but Nick and I don't know if you guys remember, we did a punt field goal thing. It's not easy with no pressure, but those guys are the professionals, not us. So even if we couldn't, who gives a shit if we couldn't? Right? I'm not going to bring Matt in to take the one shot to end a world war versus a professional sniper. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going to do that. I'm not saying that Matt can't shoot. I'm just saying like that's not a fair comparison. But what
I sniper qualled in the military.
Hey, me too. Well, I can't say me too, but I've taken some tests and I'm pretty good. Not military, but I've taken some.
At 20 yards with a
hell no 20 yards.
At 20 yards with a sidearm with a pistol, I could shoot the wings off a fly.
Oh yeah, no 20 yards is light work. That's anyway. All right,
Yeah.
so but here's my overall point though. I think we're forgetting what Jake Moody did in the postseason for the 49ers. I don't think he was. I think he was 100% in the postseason.
He missed an extra point against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Extra point is different.
Yeah, but that changed the complexion of the game.
Why did he miss that extra point?
It got tipped, didn't it?
Yes.
I mean, it got blocked. Yeah.
Okay, so that's not on him. But that context it matters.
Sure.
And within this, and again, I can't say this enough. I'm not excusing him. This kid's kicking foot, and Matt said that the plant foot is more important. So cool. Here I am thinking it's the opposite. I'll tell you why I was thinking it was the opposite, even though I'm going to take Matt for his word. I was thinking that you either plant or you don't. So if the ankle's bad, you get the foot in the right spot, and then you swing the opposite foot. I was thinking that's an easier adjustment.
No, because when you so he's running forward, right? And that plant, he takes a big step on that plant. So that means all that weight is coming down, which means you need stability in that ankle so that it doesn't break down. And he's a 200-pound person. So the force of that is much, much higher than him swinging his leg through a ball that weighs about, I think, like 12 ounces or so.
Right. And everything you said is correct. Now, here's where my little question comes in. You can either do that or you can't. You can either plant on that foot or you can't.
Yes.
So that's why I thought it was easier to adjust to that. Once you can plant on it, then we don't have anything to worry about. You should be making all your kicks.
There's not a ton of torque, though. It's not like he's turning his foot like he's rotating the ankle to kick. He's actually all of the adjustment to your kicking, like the way your foot is turned, actually comes from your knee and your hips.
Okay.
Your leg stays straight. You're supposed to strike the ball like think about a golf club. The head of a golf club never changes. The plane that you swing the golf club at changes, and that's how you either get open or closed face. But that bottom part of the club never moves. It's either how you grip it or how the face is or the angle of the club goes through. So that's the same principle for kicking. It's a hip and knee hinge to get the angle with your foot to hit the ball. But they don't want any ankle flexion for that. So you can either hold your ankle still or not, and then you don't have the G-force that you would have, or the pound force that you would have if you're planting your leg. But to me, it's just like I'm just saying that if it's going to cost them here, you can bet it's going to rear its ugly head, because I don't think, again, every kick to every kicker should mean whatever. It should all be a pressure field kick. There should be no such thing as an easy kick, because you're literally out there, all eyes are on you, and you have one job to do. So
I'm with it, and I'm not making. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm not going to make any more excuses for him. I'm just curious to know how many people want him gone versus to give him more time to finish. Like, Christian McCaffrey didn't have his best rushing game. But it's his first game back, and I don't think anyone's going to beat up Christian McCaffrey for his performance today. This was his first game back as a kicker, and he's got one job. Like,
it's the track record, I think.
Well, to be fair, McCaffrey also had 6 catches for 68 or 69 yards or whatever, and was like 11 yards per catch. So he didn't do it running, but he definitely did it receiving, and you could see the impact that he had there for sure.
So I want to talk about, obviously, we can't show the clip because I don't want this to get copyright, but Deebo goes at it with Moody, and Pepper actually stepped up. People thought incorrectly Deebo and Pepper were going at it. He went at it with Jake Moody, and Pepper kind of got in the way. Deebo smacks both of them in one swing, which is...
Well, he goes to throat punch Tabor Pepper, and then in the process hits Jake Moody in the face. While Jake Moody is like, no, it's all right, man, like trying to get Tabor Pepper.
Are we showing it or no?
No. Not showing it.
Oh, sugar honey iced tea.
I don't want to get copyright.
I don't think we'll get copyright struck for...
Can I show it on my phone? Like, and you guys like...
fair use. We're breaking it down. That's fair use. We're not going to get copyright struck.
Because
pull it up here.
Well, we'll see what happens. Wait. Before you do this, can you change the layout and make us a little bit bigger? Or actually leave it like this. Don't go full screen on that. Yeah, leave it like that. And that's fine.
Like this?
Yep, leave it like that.
Okay.
So he pushes Pepper there. But there was something that happened right before this, hopefully
they show a replay.
Yeah, I was gonna say hopefully this clip shows it. He went after Jake Moody before that push. Here it is right here.
You can see Deebo saying, "Get him the fuck out of here." I don't know what happened prior to this, but in the end, it's like obviously Pepper. That's a special teams guy. He's gonna hang for his guy Moody, and Deebo as a captain got to settle down because who else is going after him? Let the coach go after him. Why is it your job?
I got a call to action for everybody watching this right now. I have no idea how many people are live. I don't know where you guys are watching from, what channel. I don't care. Give us a 1 if you think Deebo was right to go after them for the missed field goals. Give us a 2 if you guys think Deebo was out of line. I just want to get a little tally of what's going on and how people feel.
I think again, how I don't care if you want to go and be mad at somebody. That's one thing, but I think the lack of context for your 1, because everybody's throwing 1s up in the chat, everybody throwing up 1 is absolutely wrong, because what you don't do is you don't physically go after somebody.
Right.
And that's where you fucked up. Like, you want to be mad, dude, be mad. We've seen people throw down tablets, we've seen whatever, but you don't often see people go at it on the sideline like that, particularly a skill position player and special teamers. That's just not how it goes. I think the aspect of the physicality is where Deebo screwed up and where he went too far.
If you want to be a captain, which you have the C on your chest, when a player is down like that, he just missed. I think that was after he missed his 3rd kick.
That was after the 3rd one, yeah.
A captain doesn't go over to a player and say, "You're fucking trash, get off my team." A captain goes over to a player and says, "Look, it's all good. You can get the next one. We shouldn't be putting you in that position. We need to be scoring 7 instead of 3." Instead, Deebo goes over to them, tells him he's trash to get out of there. And again, people are saying, "Oh, don't be soft. Don't be." If they wanted, if Deebo at the end of the day wanted to tell Moody something, then just tell him. Why did he need to physically assault him? And that's when Tabor Pepper gets in the middle. By the way, I have a quote from Kyle here, per Cam Inman, asked about the dispute. He said he didn't have much of a take because he didn't see it, which I think is a nice cop out. Obviously, one guy
he probably didn't. Honestly, he probably didn't see it.
Who gives a shit? No, that's not an excuse. That's a cop out.
No, wait,
that's bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll read the rest of the clip. Rest of the quote. Brothers scuffle, but I didn't see it. I'm not too worried about it. If it's not fixed yet, we'll fix it on the plane. And then he was asked if he talked to Moody before the last kick, the game-winning kick. He said, "No, I don't want to mess with our kicker. What would I say? You better make it. Does it help or hurt?" He says special teams coordinator Brian Schneider said he had a lot to say to Moody and that he was all good, as evident in the end.
Now that is just talking out of both sides of your mouth. Because on one hand, you're like, Deebo going over there, I didn't see nothing, whatever. And at the same token, he's like, well, I don't want to go talk to the kicker because I don't want to mess him up. It's like, what? You just sent your captain over there to, like, mob hit his knee or what? Like, shit.
Yeah.
By the way, did anybody come up and shove Deebo in the throat when he only got 41 scrimmage yards in the Super Bowl and choked like a little bitch?
And that's and see, Matt, now we're on the same page. And this is dangerous. This is dangerous when Matt and I agree on some shit. Because let me tell you guys right now, Deebo has no fucking right to go up to anybody on this team for underperforming in one game. In their first game back, coming off of significant injury. You guys can't tell me the last time Deebo had a good game coming off of missing the game before. It doesn't exist. It doesn't fucking exist. Who the fuck are you? I don't give a shit what you thought you were going over there to say. Who are you, Deebo? Now, you want to tell me, oh, he's got the captain patch, he should go over there. It should be an applause. Hey, come on, baby. Shake that shit off. We got your back. Come on. We'll get you closer next time. That's on us. We'll get you closer. You don't even play special teams, bro. You don't even play special teams. Why the fuck are you interacting with them? You have nothing to do with the special teams unit.
He takes kicks back sometimes. I'm just saying, as factually, he does take. I mean, he doesn't involve field goals or punts, but
he's never on the field with Moody or Pepper. No. Either one of those guys.
You're right. He's on the other side, if anything.
Yes. So you corrected me. You're right. He does play some special teams occasionally.
Not with them.
Not with either one of those guys. Get the fuck out of their faces. If it's not something where it's a pat on the back, hey, come on, baby, shake it off. A lot of game left. That's where it should start, and that's where it should end. Deebo has no fucking right to go out there and be that fired up in their face. You want to be upset? Walk your ass somewhere else. Walk somewhere else. Go share it with the special teams coordinator. Go share it with somebody else. You don't go to the players and do that shit. You could have made him more nervous. You could have fucked up his mentality. Oh my God, if Deebo feels this way, who else feels this way? He has no idea what the ramifications were for his actions in that moment. At all. And none of us do. This isn't even a hindsight thing. Oh, well, look, it helped out. He made the next one. So what? What if this was going to be right down the middle, perfect, and it still ended up just eking in on the right side of the goalpost? Like, get out of here. Deebo Samuel is not qualified to do. Fuck, our special teams coordinator isn't qualified to go out there and give anybody a fucking pep talk. Neither is Deebo Samuel. Get your little childish ass back to the sideline and talk to your offense for letting down the special teams unit for not converting. That's who you need to be fired up at. Go talk to your offensive linemen for not being able to move the ball when we needed you guys to. You had plenty of opportunities all game long. 2 of those 3 missed field goal attempts were because of drop passes, high passes, behind wide receivers, and stupid-ass run plays that were obvious when you call kill on 2nd and 3rd and longs. Talk to Kyle Shanahan, who's your buddy. You don't interact with these guys. For 3 years, I haven't seen you talk to these guys before. And now you want to go over there and throw hands? Get the fuck out of here. That's not acceptable, Deebo Samuel. I don't... I'm done.
Mic drop. Matt,
No, I agree with you, Mike. Listen, Deebo Samuel's averaging 3 catches per game this year. Like, he needs to slow his roll. Remember that wide back thing? How'd he do on that jet sweep today?
Horrible.
Oh yeah, he didn't get shit. He
finished the game 3 carries for 14 yards.
He finished with like 70.
He had
72
yards receiving on 5 receptions, but in the running game, he wasn't anything.
Come on.
Listen. It's easy, and by the way, it's also that bully mentality. By the way, who's he going after? When Nick Bosa don't get no sacks, when Nick Bosa doesn't get a sack, he going after Nick Bosa? No. When Trent Williams has a bad game and gets multiple penalties, he going after Trent? Nope. He doesn't go after nobody, but he went after the kicker. Really? No.
Right.
That's low hanging fruit, dude. That's like pushing a child down. Like, what are you
exactly.
doing,
Ace, bruh, I saw the comment you just posted in there. No, that's not it.
It just went away, of course.
What? I saw the comment. Oh, if you missed the game winner, Mike, your tone would be different. You're wrong. I said at halftime, watch the halftime show on the Nothing But Niners channel. If you were a subscription person on the Patreon, I said it. I don't care if we win or lose this game. I'm not happy with the 49ers in this game. I don't care if we win this game. I said it all along. My tone does not change based off outcome. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that comes to the overreaction shows, and I'm pissed off whether we win or lose because I don't like the performance that I saw my favorite team put up out there. That's what's happening today. That's what happened. We're all sitting here like, oh, we won. And yes, I got a victory shot right here to take with my guys. Yes, we won this game. But this was no stretch of the imagination a good game for the 49ers. By no way should we be celebrating what happened and what we saw out there on the field. And there is no world where Deebo Samuel should be talking to anybody on the kicking unit for the 49ers. So miss me with that shit, bro.
Yep.
I keep it a buck straight down the middle all the time. And when I'm wrong, I'm the first person to come in here and eat it in front of everybody and encourage the people watching to give me the hate. I'm the first person to tell you guys, hey, I fucked that up. Give it to me. I deserve it.
Yep.
I'm the first person to do that. So miss me with that shit, bro.
I'm going to bring this comment up, too, because this one bothers me, too. Deebo more qualified to have a bad game being a captain, all-pro player with equity, but there's no excuse for what he did. Listen, I agree with the last part, but the first part, all-pro player, he won all-pro one time in 2021 and hasn't done fuck all since then, except get injured at inopportune times. Like, the dude is a walking injury. Did you watch wide receiver last year?
Come on.
What about this year? Dude's 28 years old and gets fucking pneumonia. What are you doing? Like, when he went back, please, I pray somebody for an all-pro player, for a wide receiver, a skill position player, who I've been talking about soft tissue injuries and conditioning. Please, when he was going to return that last kick of the game and they showed him standing in the end zone, please somebody find that picture and show me what that shit looked like.
He's out of breath like crazy.
He looks fat as fuck, and that's coming from a fat dude.
George Kittle had a big play at the end of this game, and he was on that side. Deebo ran a crossing route, didn't pick up a blocker. Yeah, Kittle could have easily picked up another 10 yards.
Right by him.
Yep.
Deebo just stood there and looked around. Just stood there and looked around. Yes, and I am a documented person. Since the negotiations, I have been on Deebo's ass. I will tell you guys my bias. I don't hide it. I don't try to run from it at all. Since his negotiation period, since he liked that picture of the Cowboys jersey swap, I have been on Deebo's ass 100%. And I will not miss an opportunity to tell you when Deebo is wrong. He's wrong in the situation. I don't give a fuck what anybody out there says. I don't care what anybody out there says.
I've been on Deebo since his rookie year when he comes in out of shape. Again, hamstring, calf, soft tissue this, soft tissue that. That's a conditioning and flexibility issue, brother. He comes in consistently out of shape. And only in the last 2 years, people have been like, sucking at the Deebo teat because he's showing off-season workouts and stuff where, he looked good. And we already know when the ball ain't going to him, you can't count on perfect example.
You can't count on to do
the blocking downfield, right? When the jet sweep didn't go exactly how he wanted, did he follow Kittle's block when he turns it upfield and turn on the jets? No, he waits for the defender to take an angle and tackle him.
Yeah.
Except when he got that next pass to him, then he wanted to run really fast.
Oh, and by the way,
if the ball's not going to him, how's his routes look?
And because of Deebo's lack of blocking, Matt and I, Zach also, have given him a lot of flack. And I even gave Deebo credit for the flags that happened early this season because he's trying to block for the first time in his fucking career. Like, we even acknowledged that as a reason as to why he was getting so many flags early on. Y'all might not remember, but go back and run the tape. These are recorded. These are documented. We give him his credit when it's due. We also hold him accountable when the time is right. Deebo had no business in the face of Moody or Pepper. And shout out to Pepper for standing up for his fucking kicker. Get the fuck out of his face, and I'm going to stand up for the guy. Shout out to Pepper, a tight end, somebody bigger than Deebo. Shout out to Pepper for standing up for his guy. I fucking rock with that. Now, that doesn't mean that Moody is good. That doesn't mean that Moody deserves the job here in the future. All right? I want to be clear with what I'm saying. None of that means any of that. But, Deebo, you were out of line. You don't put your fucking hands on your players. We sit here and laugh when we see the Rams players fighting with each other on the sidelines. We sit here and make fun of and replay the clips when we see the Cowboys players frustrated and fighting with each other on the sidelines when they're playing the Niners. All we did was give the Buccaneers ammo. Thank God we came out on the winning side of this game, because that shit would have resonated online all week long had we lost this game. Look at this. The 49ers are unraveling after the bye week, after having 2 weeks to prepare for a team coming off of a short week. They lose this game.
Wide receivers down.
Exactly. And their diva wide receivers are doing this. That would have resonated in the 49ers community. I'm not letting it go right now. Yes, we won. Yes, it's an overreaction show, but I don't give a shit. Deebo was out of line for that. I don't give it. I don't care. I don't care.
Rome, we ain't defending the kicker from missing kicks. We're defending
He's
the kicker
trash.
from getting swiped at.
He had a trash game.
He had a trash game. We ain't defending the game that Moody had. We're defending him from having a teammate physically come after you
and smack him in the face.
Yeah, for no reason.
Fucking kidding me?
Also,
who the fuck are you, Deebo?
D Moore, let me tell you something. I would say this shit right to Deebo's face. I don't give a fuck, dude.
Oh shit.
I don't care.
Oh, they think that we're scared of these guys.
Yeah.
Is that what this is?
I ain't scared of Deebo.
This isn't a tough guy thing, guys. This isn't a tough guy thing. Let's take a timeout here really quick.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick
and it's
time
not
out.
even like, listen, it's not even like it's something that is like, oh, Deebo the person is a piece of shit or whatever. This is all football critique.
There you go. That part right there. I think Deebo is a great dad. I think Deebo is a great human. I think Matt agrees. I think Zach agrees that these are all.
Mike, you and I, we have daughters.
Come on.
The relationship he has with his kids is beautiful.
It's absolutely fantastic. We all respect these guys as men.
Yeah.
As men. Everything we said was about a team captain and a player on the field. This has nothing to do with seeing these guys face to face. This has nothing to do with, oh, as a man, you're a trash human. We never said any of that shit. We're keeping it on the field. You, as a non-special teamers who plays with them, has no spot talking to those guys the way that you did. That's what our point was.
Yeah. By the way, this beside the point, garbage man. Deebo, beat your ass. Shut the fuck up. You ain't tough. First of all, I've been in a war, and I'm not looking to fight nobody. That's not what this is about. But standing on what I believe in and saying something to somebody's face, even when confronted by it, I'll do that. That has nothing to do with fighting.
See, and no
I don't
matter
know
what your
this comment even is.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. No matter what your response is, I'll fuck Deebo up. What are you supposed to say to that? Right? Like, we're not talking about putting on boxing gloves and sparring with Deebo. Like that's not. We're talking about him being out of line for putting his hands on the players on the team. Period. That's what the conversation is, guys. Keep it in context. We don't want to have a fisticuffs with Deebo Samuel.
Right. My issue with Deebo Samuel has always been be conditioned when you come in. Take the steps necessary to keep yourself. Like, it's the same problem I have with Zion Williamson. You're in the NBA. You're wasting your talent because you're not working hard enough to keep in shape and stay on the field. That's the most important thing. And then when you're not doing that and you have the audacity as a team leader to go after somebody else who is trying to do their job and just not able to, it's not like Jake Moody's not out there trying to hit field goals or whatever, right? The preparation is there. But then you're going to go after him for a bad game when you've had plenty of bad games. And again, keep that same energy for the Trent Williams and the Nick Bosa. You want to talk about somebody whooping somebody's ass. Have Deebo Samuel put his hand up in Trent Williams' throat and see what the fuck happens.
Exactly.
Trent would spike him into the ground. And
he would dog walk Deebo.
Yeah. Yep.
And he would never try that shit with a guy who's an offensive lineman. Yep. He would never try that shit with a tight end.
See, Rome, you're getting it twisted. We're not taking the Deebo thing personal. We're taking what you people think personally.
Yeah, we're critiquing Deebo for what he did, and for some reason the chat
and y'all are taking it to a spot of like, I want to like box him up. Like,
yeah, that's nobody's saying.
It's low IQ shit.
Chat
man.
is the same shit where like when we played the Cowboys and Trayvon Diggs checked Twitter immediately after, and he immediately went into a reporter's face when all the reporter said was, "What is Trayvon Diggs doing on this play?" And Trayvon Diggs took that as, "Well, square up. Then I'm going to beat your ass." It's like, are people not allowed to critique bad?
Exactly.
Play?
And
by the way, real quick, I see the chat here saying, it's football teammates fight. Name me another time where this group of guys have choked another guy out or swung at another guy on this team.
Yeah, you know what those teams are called? They're called basement dwellers. Those teams pick top 10 in the draft when they do shit like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only that.
Chulong, sorry, Mike, real quick, says 49ers Tabor Pepper said that Deebo Samuel told Jake Moody to lock in. I think this is a joke. I think this is a joke.
No, I think that he's doing the media training thing. Deebo probably said something a little more out of pocket than lock in.
Yeah. So, by the way, none of us have a problem with Deebo. If you want to go say
if you want to, if he legitimate said lock in, that's cool, man. I'm good with that.
I don't think the standard of not laying hands on a teammate is that high of a request from players. Like, I really don't think that that's something crazy of a request. Go ahead, Mike.
These people out here in the chat are fucking tripping. Everything that Matt and I said, Zach said to Deebo about the situation is everything that the coaches are going to say to Deebo. Yep. It's not your place. If you're not going over there with words of encouragement, don't put your fucking hands on your teammates. Every single coach in the building is going to say the same exact thing. You guys out there are fucking tripping. If you guys think that we're being overly sensitive, you've never been in the locker room.
Right.
Because I've been in the locker room where I got overly emotional and went after one of my players, and the coaches checked me, even though I had the team's best interest in mind and at heart. But they said, hey, you're out of line, and this is not the way to do it. They've checked me for saying the same shit that Deebo was saying in that moment. It's wrong. Period. It's wrong. That's what we're talking about. So stop trying to make it seem like we're riled up. Stop trying to make it seem like we want to fight Deebo and want to come to fisticuffs with this kid. We don't know this guy. We don't know shit about this guy. It has nothing to do with that. And shout out to his cleats that had his son's handprints on it, right? Like, cool. We love all that shit. We love all that shit. But don't go out there putting your hands on your teammates in the middle of a fucking game. That shows a chink in the armor. And I don't know if we're allowed to say that expression anymore, but that shows weakness in the team. You can't do that. Period.
I don't know if I can say it. You can say it.
Maybe.
Listen. Fact of the matter is, Deebo ain't have to say nothing. And he is, but if he did, that's fine. The problem is when Tabor goes to stand up for his dude and you throat shove him, like that's where the bridge goes too far. And I saw in the comments, teammates fight in practice. They're physically going up against each other. That's a completely different thing, and that's in-house. But the lights are on today. You got Fox's A team out there today. You're the national early game for anybody who's out of market of their local team.
Yep.
Like, you got to keep it tighter than that. You're coming out of a bye week. Yes, frustrations are high, but it is what it is. So,
by the way,
I think go ahead, Zach, and I think we can move on to at least the stuff that we had fun with in this game for sure.
The chat's saying, you guys have been talking about this for 40 minutes. We were going to just say, don't put your hands on somebody, move on. And the chat turned it into, why don't you square up? Why don't you go find him in person and try and beat his ass? Like, how did that turn into this? The chat turned it into this. All we're saying is, hey, this action was bad. Maybe don't do that again. And it's the exact same thing the coaches are going to tell him. And by the way, I saw Cam Inman report that they took an extra long time to get out of the locker room after the game. Like, usually they're out, they get dressed, they come out for the media. They were sitting there for another 10, 15 minutes. I assume all of this is being addressed.
Because the coaches said the same shit that we just said. That's why. Yeah.
So let's get into this box score. We're done with this shit. Done with Deebo. Done with the Moody talk.
We didn't talk about the defense at all, but hopefully we get to it now.
We'll get to it. So the 49ers just narrowly escaped this game with a win. Last second field goal. But let's get to this box score, and then we'll get your guys' thoughts. So Purdy, statistically, one of his best games of the year, 25 for 36, 353, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, passer rating of 119.3, sacked 3 times, 15 yards, averaged 9.8 yards per throw. McCaffrey in his first game back only had 13 carries for 39 yards, but he did add another 6 receptions for 68 yards through the air. Juwan Jennings finished today as a leading receiver. Glad to have him back. 7 receptions for 93 yards. Pearsall had 4 for 73, which one of them was a 46-yard catch and run, which is beautiful. Kittle, 3 for 57. Deebo, 5 for 62. Obviously, Cowing had the fumble that led to a touchdown. And on the flip side, Baker Mayfield, 18 for 29 for 116 and 1 touchdown, was sacked twice for 11 yards loss. Bucky Irving, leading rusher, 13 for 73 and a touchdown. Rashad White, 10 for 31 and receiving. Rashad White was their leading receiver for 6 for 39 yards. Cade Otton was second, 5 for 35. I mean, their leading receiver was Ryan Miller with 1 catch for 11 yards. They didn't do anything out there on the field. With these stats, what sticks out to you? Mike, before we started, I'll start with you, actually. I was saying Purdy played well, and you said maybe you disagree a little bit. You don't think this was one of his better games. Why not?
No, I don't think this is one of Purdy's best games, man. When I look at a quarterback and I'm judging them, I want to see the quarterbacks do take advantage of the gimmies, the tight window throws, all that stuff is cool, right? But and the tight window throws are what's going to make you elite versus a good quarterback or a bad quarterback, right? He missed a lot of gimmies in this game, especially early on, especially in the first half, the first 3 drives. The opening drive of the game where we ended up punting, it was like run the ball well. Purdy's got to throw, couldn't do it. Run the ball again, first down. Run the ball again, good gain on first down. Second down, Purdy throw, couldn't do it. Throw on third down, couldn't do it, punt, right? Like Purdy was just – this isn't the Purdy I've seen the last two seasons. And we're through enough of the season to really start questioning whether or not this guy is – I'm not going to say is he the guy. I think the Niners have faith in him, and I think the Niners believe that he's the guy. And I'm right there with the Niners. But is the pressure of this pending contract too much for Purdy? Like what's got him so far off that he's just not quite himself lately? I don't know how to call it. He'll come out and miss 5 throws that he should absolutely make. And then he'll throw a dot to George Kittle in the back left corner of the end zone and be like, there he is. Does that negate those 5 throws that had you saying, Purdy, what the hell was that? Like I find myself questioning who he is.
I think you're just too close to it. I really do. Because I think that's everybody who's a 49ers fan is way too close to it. Because we're going to sit there and nitpick every fucking throw he makes. Like every quarterback in the league doesn't miss throws like this. You know what I'm saying?
And it's because we're scared, right? Like we're scared. Like we're going to give this guy $60 million. It's going to cost us 2 or 3 star players. Mm-hmm. Is he worth it? That's what it's coming down to.
Keeping up with the Joneses, because nobody ever goes, is Purdy worth the second contract? Because in a vacuum, we'd all be like, yeah, Purdy's worth the second contract. Everybody looks down to Dallas and say, is he worth more than what Dak got? And look at how Dak's doing. And that's what people are scared of. And scared money don't make
He's not playing better than Dak, though.
Scared money. What the fuck are you talking about?
He's not playing better than Dak.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yes,
y'all are tripping.
When is Dak going to play next? He's out for the season.
You're talking about injury. I'm talking about play on the field. He's not playing better. Brock Purdy right now is a bottom 5, bottom 10 quarterback in the NFL.
No, he's not.
That's ridiculous.
You're
He
being
just outplayed Dak 2
Get
weeks
the
ago.
fuck off the show.
You're talking
Come on,
about a
man.
1v1 game, which they don't play against each other. Y'all are tripping, bro.
He played
Brock
better
Purdy's
than him.
Brock Purdy's not having a good season, guys. Before this game started, he was like 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. What are y'all talking about? Brock Purdy has not been good this season. Pull up the numbers. I don't know what they are. I haven't looked it up.
Hold on, time out. I pulled up his stats for this game, which statistically was great.
No,
and you
no.
Great.
This game,
And now
the
you're saying
stats
you
are
wanna
good.
Go by the numbers to show that he's not doing well this season.
I said this season. I didn't say this game. This game, his numbers at face value look good.
You're still being painted by the Chiefs game, which was admittedly a bad game.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the Chiefs game. I'm talking about the season, guys. I am not talking in a vacuum. This game, statistically, Brock Purdy looked good statistically. But for anybody who watched the first half, any drive the Niners didn't score on, I directly attribute to Brock Purdy in the first half. What are we talking about?
Okay.
This cannot be the consensus for everybody watching this right now. Brock,
What do you mean?
guys,
Oh
what-
my God. They still rolling out Jake Brendel. They're still rolling out fucking Colton
don't
Kivett.
do that. No,
Okay.
no. We can't. You start naming other guys as to why Brock Purdy is bad. That doesn't speak to Brock Purdy and what he can do without an all-star cast around him. Is he or is he not worth $60 million a year? And I haven't seen it. I'm sorry, I haven't seen it. I don't know what the numbers are. I didn't look this up. I wasn't going into this ready to argue this point, but I'll pull Brock Purdy's numbers versus Dak Prescott's numbers, and I don't think that he's outperforming Dak Prescott. I don't.
He has a higher passer rating, more passing yards, and less interceptions than Dak Prescott. By the way, he's got a higher passer rating, more yards, and less interceptions than Patrick Mahomes, too. So if Brock Purdy's a bottom 5 quarterback, then so is Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes has not had a good year, and I have no problem saying that. Patrick Mahomes is having a really bad year from a quarterback perspective.
Is Patrick Mahomes worth $60 million a year?
Patrick Mahomes is not getting $60 million a year. He's getting $50 million a year.
But he's going to come up for a contract. Is he going to be worth $60 million a year?
Maybe not. He's got a 10-year contract, so he's got 6 more years on that deal.
Those are all void years, bro. He has an out. He's going to get paid after next
Bro,
season. 100%.
is Brock Purdy better than Dak Prescott? Yes or no?
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Respectfully, based on what?
What do you mean based on what? Based on my
on
eyeball
tape.
test.
You think that if we were to swap quarterbacks in this system, Brock Purdy outperforms Dak Prescott?
Yes, because Dak Prescott is a terrible decision maker.
On top of that, he crumbles in the highest of pressure moments. When has Dak Prescott won any meaningful game? I can think of one in the playoffs. He beat Tom Brady's Bucks. They were going off to a retirement home. I think
It's
Gronk
tough.
was on that team.
It's tough because we don't have a metric to base this off of. I'm not kidding, and I'm not trying to be funny at all. All I'm saying is this. Hear me out before you guys say anything. And I'm cool with being wrong. I don't think that the Brock Purdy we've seen in 2024 is the Brock Purdy we saw in 2022 or 2023. I think Brock Purdy has regressed a bit. Whether it's processing too long, whether it's thinking too much. I'm seeing more tip passes. I'm seeing more scrambling. I'm seeing more inaccurate throws behind, high passes, blah, 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 blah. I think that he's all over the field. And more importantly than all of that, it's taking him significantly longer to settle down and get into the groove of a game. We needed 4 or 5 drives before Brock Purdy settled down in this game. That's too many. He was just not himself. And we've seen that all year long this season. And it is making me question whether or not I want the Niners to give this guy this kind of money. I'm telling you guys the truth. I do think that he's good. I think he's better than Jimmy. I think he's better than Brock. I think he's better than Beathard. I think he's better than Mullins. I think he's better than any guy that we've had here. But what I'm saying is I don't know that what I've seen from Brock Purdy this season is let's give him $60 million because the trade-off is once he gets that $60 million, you got to let go of 2 of your high-paid guys. I don't know if he's compensating for that this year. This year. The previous years, I was with it. Like, oh, he looks like that guy. This year, he doesn't look like that guy to me. He's doing this pump clutch thing. He's doing this like high passes across the middle. That pass to Kittle, that was a third down conversion that Kittle had to play volleyball and set the ball to himself and come down with it. That's not the normal Brock that we're seeing. And while I would like to say that, oh, Mike, you're nitpicking and you're looking at one throw, it's been that one throw every single game that we're coming back to talk about. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like as a collective, Brock just isn't playing like himself this year.
What you're doing is you're laying it all at Brock and taking nothing else into consideration. You're not taking into consideration the Brandon Ayuk holdout that left him very much out of shape for the first 4 weeks of the season, the Christian McCaffrey injury, the offensive line woes, the seemingly coaching woes with Kyle Shanahan, with the need to start rookies, with the defense not being able to get off the field, or special teams making, nitwit plays and getting you in deep water to start you behind, on a drive, or the offensive line committing penalties and getting you in second and third and long. The fact that other teams' defenses have realized that the 49ers love to throw, Kyle Shanahan loves to throw to the middle of the field, and so they're playing less zone and more man to take away those inside routes. And the fact of the matter is that the 49ers don't have a ton of receivers that can separate. The fact that even today with CMC, the 49ers average 3.4 yards per carry. And despite all of this, the 49ers are still fourth in passing offense in the NFL. Just want you to know that.
I think definitely it comes. We have to take it in context. Like Matt just said, no CMC up until now, week 10. Brandon Ayuk comes in, doesn't look like himself. Maybe he had one game where he looked like himself, and then he proceeds to get his knee blown out. He's out for the year. You got two rookie receivers in Pearsall and Cowing coming in. So it's an entirely different offense that Purdy's used to, and I think guys still aren't on the same page. And even with that said, I still don't think he's playing poorly. On top of all of that, the one guy that you have that can consistently beat man coverage is out. So now you have guys that are getting locked up. We saw a couple coverage sacks today. Or Purdy trying to thread the needle through very tight holes. Again, if Purdy isn't it, then we go back to the drawing board and hope the 49ers can find another quarterback. And I don't even think 60 million is going to be that number.
Jesus is Lord. This comment, and then D Moore, this comment. This is why we stayed on the Deebo thing for 40 minutes, because now you're shoving words in my mouth. When I didn't mention Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes when breaking down all of the different factors that you have to take into account. What I'm saying is for this is that single factorial analysis does not work in the context of football, which is a team game. What I'm arguing is the opposing of people like David Lombardi that would go out and jerk off Jimmy Garoppolo and his winning record. QB wins. This is the opposite of that. Not everything is on Brock for why he has looked bad. Some stuff is, for sure. He's holding the ball too long, which I've gone over. If you watch this show regularly, I don't know if you do, you would see that I talk about Brock Purdy holding the ball too long because his time to throw has gone up. But you can't ignore the other stuff just because you want to paint a narrative. That's what it is. So do a little thinking. Brock Purdy's not perfect, but it's not all. Brock Purdy's difference in play is not 100% Brock Purdy.
We got a super chat from Sean. Go ahead, Mike. Matt.
I just want to ask him. We'll get to Sean because he's a G. But Mike, would you feel different? I'm sure we'd all feel different about Brock Purdy if the red zone offense was better and we actually scored. We were top 5 in red zone offense last year, and we're like bottom 10 now.
Yeah,
that makes a huge difference because if the red zone scores are coming, then maybe there's something there.
And that's the stuff that makes me question it. I'm not saying that I'm out on Brock Purdy.
But Mike, we just
am I wrong
2 weeks ago.
Question?
Yes, because 2 weeks ago, how happy were you on this show that they actually ran a pick play to get a touchdown to Kittle?
I was happy with the play design to Kittle. It had nothing to do with Brock. It was like, where's that design?
But it does, though, because when Shanahan's not calling certain plays in the red zone that every other team in the NFL does, that can potentially take away opportunities. When you're doing empty set from the 6-yard line, everybody knows you're going to pass, and the field is short. Those are play calling things that are beyond Brock's control.
That's fair. That's fair.
You should be running red zone offense that will actually work in a short field. All I'm going to say is that if you want, you have to nitpick more than just Brock Purdy to get to the root of the problem, because it's an entire team problem. Name one aspect of this team that you've been absolutely happy with. I can think of maybe the cornerback group outside. I can't even say that.
The run game. The run game.
I mean, not
all
today.
All three running backs have been running their ass off for this team.
I mean, Brock Purdy got obliterated because Guerrero missed a chip block today.
A block is different. I'm talking about when they hand the ball off and let these guys run. These guys have been running their ass off. The run game has been good for this team. Offensively, I don't know about the separation with the wide receivers and all that. That's been a little bit.
I mean, yes, it is. Brock Purdy holds some accountability, but it's not just Brock Purdy. And if you're just looking at statistics, they're not going to tell the whole story. We watch the game, and every single week, all I know is that all three of us sit there and go like, man, I wish Kyle would call this or call that, or like, this would have worked or that would have worked. But on the other hand, we also say, we always say, oh man, the O-line at it again, right? Brendel, another penalty. McKivitz, another block. At the same time, we're also like, Brock missed a gimme right there. Wish we could have that back. Mm-hmm. And then on the last hand, we always say, oh shit, what a great throw from Brock. It's all those things. So we go through it each and every week. And the alternative is you don't pay Brock, and then you're back to where you were in the purgatory days of what are they going to do? Go after this year's draft class? This year's draft class is trash. Yeah. It's trash.
I mean, the only option they have is to franchise tag him. If they don't pay him, they tag him. But
they don't have to pay him this offseason.
They don't. No.
He's still under contract next season, and they can deal with it.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the defense. I know Mike wanted to talk about that. Statistically, it looked like the 49ers defense did good. They held, like I said, Bucky Irving, 13 carries for 73 yards, 1 touchdown. Baker Mayfield, we were in the fourth quarter. He only had 97 yards passing at one point. He finished the game with 116 on 18 attempts and 1 touchdown. No interceptions.
18 completions. He had 29 attempts.
Thank you. Yeah. 18 completions, 29
4 attempts. Yards per attempt for Baker Mayfield passing.
Rashad White finished as the leading receiver, 6 receptions, for 39 yards and 1 touchdown. That last drive was basically all of their second half offense. The running game, in the middle of the running game, for some reason, up the middle, they couldn't get a stop. Bucky Irving is good, but I don't think he's that good, respectfully.
Yeah.
How concerning is that?
Listen, the run defense is a problem all the way around. Is this the birthday girl? Happy birthday, Zara.
Yeah, that's
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Zara. They're saying happy birthday to you, baby.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
This is
awesome. Love it.
I think that I think the Niners defense is facing a real situation, guys. Right? Like, we look good for the entire first half until the last drive of the second half, of the first half. Then all of a sudden teams can run on us. It's like the hurry up, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. It's when they go to hurry up, the Niners just seem to fold. And then they carry that momentum into the second half. And they always score on us right before halftime.
Yep.
So they drive down the field. I think the Bucs finished with a field goal in this game. Was it 10-3? At halftime, right? Mm-hmm. So they drive down the field, they get the field goal, but then they get the ball back. And everything that worked for them going into the half, they all come out of halftime with the same thing. You can blame it on hurry-up offense. You can blame it on whatever you want to blame it on. And they march right back down the field again, and they score. Now, this game, it was like, oh, you're not going to score, you're going to punt. But then we fumbled the ball. They get the ball back, and 3 plays later, they're in the end zone. Yeah. Right? It's like – and then we couldn't stop the run. I swear to God, it felt like 7 yards a carry every time they ran the ball. You guys tell me what you think just from the running perspective and the difference between the first half and the second half.
Well, real quick, hold that question. We really do need to get to that super chat.
Okay.
Oh,
from Sean.
Thank you.
Yep.
Completely forgot. Sean,
yep.
$50. What's up, guys? Mike, KT Harris, laughed my butt off. Moody has to go. He has LSD in his veins.
Oh, shit.
Gotta go.
Shut up.
CMC looks slow. Jennings, best wide receiver we have. Our D almost blew it again. Bonehead penalties. Poor D. Thank you for all you guys do here. You're the man, Sean. Thank you.
The penalty on Warner with like the face mask, I was like, bro, what are you doing, man? Like you literally walked him back by his face mask. Like I don't know what that was.
On a key
But
3rd and 7.
the forceful contact to the helmet was a BS penalty. That was some soft. And then I don't want to say the defense played like crap because they stopped them from scoring a touchdown on that drive.
Yeah.
Despite 3 penalties that gave the Bucs first downs. So
true.
I don't want to say too much.
It was 1st and goal at the 7.
Yeah.
And they kept them out of the end zone, forced a field goal, and allowed the 49ers to get the ball back to get a game-winning drive. So that was impressive.
Yeah, no, definitely. So,
Mike, did you have any thoughts on? Oh, excuse me, you did ask about the rush defense, and
yes.
It seemed like it was. Yeah. So let me pull up the drive by drive, and then we'll start to wrap things up here. But the second half, let me pull it up here.
And while Zach is getting that, I mean, it just felt like a night and day difference to me, right? The 49ers, I swear to God, it felt like first half up until the last drive, 16 total rushing yards for the Buccaneers. I'm just pulling these numbers out of my ass, guys, right? But then on that last drive, it's like, okay, here's 37 rushing yards. We're going to carry that into the second half. And then second half, it's 8 yards a pop every time they ran the ball. And it's like, why do we do this game in and game out? You know, we did this against the Cardinals. We shut them down until the very last drive going into halftime, and they came out with that same exact momentum. And it's like, why do we keep doing this to ourselves? What is Sorensen doing when it's the end of halves? Like, he does this at the end of the first half, at the end of the second half, and I just don't get it. I don't understand how this defense falls apart over and over at the same exact time. I don't get it.
I mean, it could be exhaustion. I don't know, but it is unfortunate. I have here just the drives from the second half. So Rachaad White, 6-yard carry. And then the next drive, this after the muff punt, no gain, 8 yards, 4 yards. Then the drive to put them up.
By the way,
13,
that's 2 carries for 12 yards. It's a 6-yard average right there.
Mm-hmm.
Rachaad White, 5 yards. Rachaad White, 1 yard. Rachaad White, 8 yards. Rachaad White, 5 yards.
There you
Bucky
go.
Irving, 8 yards.
We're
Bucky
over 5 yards to carry.
Bucky Irving, 14 yards. And then Bucky Irving, 12 yards.
Like, what happens to the 49ers rush defense in the second half of the games?
Yep. And then after we missed the third field goal, or the second field goal, excuse me, negative 2-yard run, 6-yard scramble by, oh no, that was a pass, excuse me. And then we got the 3 and out. And then after we go up 20-17, 1-yard run, and then sacked, and then incomplete pass. And then we miss the third field goal. I'm trying to find the runs here. Mayfield scrambles for 3 yards. Rachaad White lost 4 yards, but Evan Anderson was flagged for the legal use of hands. Rachaad White for 3 yards. Rachaad White for negative 3 yards. So, I mean, it was basically that one drive where they went up 17-13, I think, where all of those big carries were happening. But up until then, they really weren't getting anything on the ground game, and they weren't getting anything through the air either. Like I said, their top receiver for this game, actual wide receiver, had 1 catch for 11 yards. So the 49ers defense was doing fine up until that drive where they went up 17-13, the Bucs did, and then the last drive where they tied it. And that was mainly due to penalties, in my opinion, which was horrible.
I mean, yeah. So if you look at it too, I mean, the Buccaneers got a free touchdown on the muffed punt. So,
which is this not a penalty to get blocked into? Because Luter, it looked like, got blocked into Cowing, and I thought that was fair catch.
When Cowing had called the fair catch too. Yeah, it's allowed.
It's allowed though. It's a legal move, and it was crazy, but it worked out in their favor.
Yeah,
push the defender right into his lap of the return guy, and then he touched the ball. Either one of them touched the ball, and it's legal.
Shout outs to Cowing for an actual good punt return later in the game, though. So,
which would have been better had he had blocking, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah. He almost broke it. He almost broke it.
Yeah. The guys don't even expect him to be able to bring it up that far, so they don't fucking block down the field for him.
So to me, the biggest issue with running defense on this team has been an issue that I've had. Everybody wants to be Fred Warner, right? And I've talked about this. If you're not Fred Warner, don't try to be stripping the ball. Just tackle somebody. Mm-hmm. Just if you're down by the line of scrimmage, don't even try to strip the ball there, even if you are Fred Warner. Just tackle them for the loss. Why was it the rookie Evan Anderson, when he blew up that play up the middle, got underneath that running back shoulder pads and just dragged him to the ground? Didn't try to go for the ball. He just yanked him to the ground. Because a 2-yard loss is still a 2-yard loss. You don't need to necessarily get it all on one play. And I think the 49ers are getting a little bit too turnover happy. But the fact of the matter is they didn't force a turnover this game. So if you're not forcing turnovers and you're missing tackles, maybe you should go back to the fundamentals. And I don't think it's just defensively, but I think blocking and tackling is a reason why the special teams have been so bad as well. It's just the little things, the little assignment things. And somebody commented earlier, who cares if Patrick Mahomes sucks if like they're undefeated and the 49ers are 5-4? It's like, well, the Chiefs aren't undefeated because of Patrick Mahomes, and the 49ers aren't 5-4 because of Brock Purdy.
Exactly.
This is like a team thing, and the team all the way around, it's like the same thing, Mike, when I'm telling you it's not single factor analysis. Can you point to me a game from start to finish this season that the 49ers have played clean all the way through? No, not even the Jets game, right? No. Because they had the Jets right where they wanted, and the second half, same thing. They started giving up a ton of yardage. Breece Hall was able to look good, and I think he had over 100 yards that game or close to it. And there has not been – last year we saw it multiple times. We saw it in the Dallas game. We saw it in the Philadelphia game. We saw where the 49ers came out and just – I think the Giants game on Monday Night Football or whatever it was, or whatever. Or no, that was Dallas. We beat Dallas the same way Dallas beat Giants the week before. Like, they had these games where they would come out and just absolutely smash a team, play great from start to finish, where the game was never in doubt, where we were talking to why are these players still out there playing? Yeah. Why do we have starters out here in this game? And we have not had a game like that this season.
Not at all. I mean, this game felt one-sided for the most part, but it really, really wasn't, man. We ran three more offensive plays than they did. Not good, right?
Kyle, you say the Dallas game this year was not a clean game. They almost let them come back and win.
Right.
Listen to this. You want to know a damning stat? I got you. It's a two-parter.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers punted in this game 6 times. The Niners punted once, and we only ran 3 more offensive plays than they did. Mm-hmm. That, in and of itself, is a damning stat, guys. They were 5 of 14 on third down. We were 5 of 11.
Okay, Collie, I take that back if you meant last year.
Like, these are things that were major, major issues. The Niners lost the fumble in this game. We lost the turnover battle in this game, and no one's talking about it. The time of possession was damn near even, 31-28. Like, that's not enough for a team that punted 6 fucking times. How do we end up with just 2.5 more minutes of time of possession than a team that punted 5 more times than us?
Yep.
5 more times.
Yep.
Like, it's just not acceptable. And then here's the crazy part. This team, the Buccaneers, had less than 50 yards rushing in the first half. They had less than 30 yards rushing the first half. Mm-hmm. They finished the game with 107 rushing yards. We finished the game with 76. Don't tell me Christian McCaffrey is the answer for your rushing woes in the game. Now, the flip side, passing yards, that's where we got them. 338 for the Niners, 105 for the Buccaneers. We literally doubled their total offensive output when it comes to yards. Yeah. Not exaggerating, nothing, no sauce on it. They had 212, we had 414. Literally double. But, like, come on, man.
I will say this. I think that, again, it's one of those situations where the 49ers really do need to turn on the Jets. They have not played well at all. Special teams, Schneider needs to go. Like, he's got to
go. But they're not going to let him go in the middle of the season. We acknowledge that, right?
I know. We do. I do acknowledge it. Okay. But it just there has to be like and again, it's a shame that it didn't happen during the bye week or whatever, but like there has to be a come to Jesus meeting about the fact that this team does not play with discipline. They don't play with discipline. They don't play with the amount of fire that, and that they have in the past. Yeah. That the 2023 Niners played with, that the 2022 whatever, and I hate them having the attitude that, yeah, sure, we can just do it whenever we can turn it on whenever we want. Fox put up the stat today. where it was like the 49ers in the first 8 weeks since 2021, 16-16, right? In the weeks afterwards, it's like 24-6 or whatever. And it's just like you can count on that until you can't. And this team can't count on that level of like ramping it up. And again, this is only what I believe this is their second. I think this might actually be their second NFC win of the season.
It might only be their second, if I'm being honest with you.
I think it's Cowboys. It's Cowboys and
Seahawks. So it's their third.
Oh, okay, so 3. But this is the first time, Zach, as you mentioned last week, the first time that they've won back-to-back games this season.
Yep. And it comes with an asterisk because they had a bye in between.
Right.
Right.
And the 49ers have had one or two wins by, I think maybe 2 of their 5 wins have been by double digits, and maybe 3 of their games total have been like double-digit games.
That's kind of my point, right? This is not. We don't look like a playoff team. We damn sure don't look like a Super Bowl bound team, guys. And I know that the people are going to say, "Oh, well, the Chiefs haven't won many games by multiple scores." I don't care. They have an undefeated record so far. Did they win today?
Well, they did win today. And here's what I'll say too: is that I mean, not for nothing, the Chiefs' defense is much more sound schematically than the 49ers defense.
Yeah.
Top defense.
They can hold tight. Listen, man, I don't have much else to say. We're going to go through the super chats that involve my daughter. We're going to read them one more time just so she knows. She's sitting here so she knows how much she's going to get from her dad today. And then we are going to take a victory shot with all of the faithful out there. I posted the link in the chat. We're going to get out of here. Here's what we do know, guys. Believe it or not, despite what we sound like right now, the 3 of us, the Niners won. Okay? Post-bye week, the Niners are 1-0. We should be celebrating a little bit, so we are going to take victory shots for that. All right? I want you guys over there to get your drinks ready, Matt and Zach. We are going to have some fun with it here, but that does not mean that we are going to be results-based. There is plenty to improve on: special teams, run game, Brock Purdy in the passing game, Kyle Shanahan. There's plenty to get better at. We got a lot of season left, guys. The Niners, through 9 games, are 5-4. There's 8 games left. Am I doing my math right? We're 5-4. There's 8 games left, right?
Yep, yeah. 8 games left.
Yep.
Okay, there's 8 games left. As of today, if I had to say whether or not the Niners were a playoff team, my answer is no. If I had to say today whether or not the Niners are a Super Bowl-bound team, my answer is no. But there's plenty of game out there to give us a difference of opinion. There's plenty of time out there for us to change our minds, and we hope that you guys bear with us and not hold us to what we feel in this exact moment right here.
Yep.
Before we get into these super chats, the only reported injury is Renardo Green with a toe injury. He did leave the game late. Rocky Sin came in and actually played pretty well for him in relief. So shout out to Rocky Sin.
There you
and
go.
hopefully there's no more injuries added tomorrow.
We got a couple of late super chats too, by the way,
all right, let's do it.
Which we'll get to, but I do want to say, Mike, I think the 49ers are a playoff team, but the Super Bowl thing I'm out on for now.
You think we're a playoff team, bro?
Yeah.
You know the Niners are ranked 10th in the NFC right now, right?
Uh-huh.
We're halfway.
And I think some teams are overperforming and will come back down, and I think the 49ers
Only
are
7
underperforming.
teams make the postseason.
I know. I do think
Okay,
some
so
teams are
what
very
3
much
teams do you think
overperforming.
we're better than in the playoff picture right now? Hold on. NFL,
Hold on,
NFC, playoff picture. I got you. Here we go.
Yep.
All right, so right now,
Yep.
here are the playoff standings. Oh, shit. That didn't do it once I hit the link. All right, so the Lions are number 1 at 7-1.
Yep.
Do you think the Niners are better? Just a quick yes or no.
No.
Oh, Eagles 6-2.
Yes.
You think the Niners are better than the 6-2 Eagles
Yes, I
right
do.
now?
Their division is dog shit.
Okay, cool. Falcons 6-4.
Absolutely better than the Falcons, who just lost to the Saints today.
Vikings 7-2.
Yes, because I still don't believe in Sam Darnold. He's a pumpkin. He's a pumpkin.
They beat us.
Okay.
All right. Cardinals 5-4.
Absolutely better than
They
Cardinals.
beat us.
So what?
Okay. Commanders 7-3.
No.
I said Vikings. Okay. Packers 6-3.
Yes.
I
Better
think
than the
that's it. All right. That's it for the teams that are ahead of us.
I think
Okay.
the 49ers will be a wild card team. Actually, honestly, no. Let me amend that. I think the 49ers are winning the division.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I think they're winning
All
the
right.
division.
Wait, no. Oh, no. All right, my ass. Zach, you agree with what he said?
It's too. I can't agree or disagree. The Cardinals look good. I don't know if they're fool's gold
You-
though. I
You
really
had the
don't.
standings pulled up. Look at the list. Tell me who you
Yeah,
think.
but the only one in our division ahead of us is the Cardinals. So-
Forget the division.
Based off of the head-to-head. What do you mean forget the division? If the 49ers win the division, they're the third seed
No, because okay.
or the fourth seed.
No, that's fair. The reason I said forget the division is because the entire NFC North is ahead of us, other than the Bears. So that's why I said forget the division. I want to talk about the 9 teams ahead of the Niners. Who do you think we're better than? Like, where can we get in at number 7? What 3 teams are you saying the Niners are better than? That's what I was asking Zach. I'm sorry.
All right. Shall we get into these super chats?
Oh, he asked you a question, Zach. Which of
What
the 9
9
teams?
teams do I
Yeah,
think
which
they're
of,
better than?
yeah, which of the 9 teams do you think the 49ers are better than?
I would say the Eagles, the Falcons, the Cardinals, and the
Eagles,
Packers.
Yeah.
I don't know about the
Eagles,
Vikings yet. I don't like them if they have to go to Minnesota,
Falcons.
which they probably will.
and Cardinals. Okay. All right. I like
Not
that.
if the 49ers win the division.
Well, I mean,
Because if the Lions win the division, the Vikings have to come to us. As
that's a
division
good
winner.
point. Actually, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I was
Yep.
thinking they would have a better record, but they would still fall to a wild card.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's a very good point.
All right.
All right.
Anyway,
So let's get into these super chats for Zara
Yes.
for the birthday
Yeah.
girl. All right.
Yes.
So the first one from Nigel, $5. Happy birthday, Zara. 49ers got the win. We'll take it.
That's
no matter how
$5.
ugly it was. Another 5 from Matthew saying happy birthday.
That's $10.
Yep. Mizell, happy birthday, Zara, $5. This was a good morale booster, finding a way to win despite all the F-ups on all 3 phases. Now let's get in sync. $50.
15. Oh my! What the fuck, Gray?
$50 from Gray Fox, 198. Happy birthday, Zara. A gift from your friend Fox. Also, your dad rocks.
That's
That rhymed.
$65, Zara.
Greg Vento, $4.99 to say thank God. Kill keeps holding this team down when we need him. Happy birthday, Zara.
by the way, I love the Walmart aspects of this, right? Like, can't be $5, got to be $4.99.
Right, and I'm just gonna round up I'm gonna round up like a sucker, so I'm losing pennies and percentages. All right, so that's $70.
It's a rounding error, Mike.
Yeah.
Nigel Crane, $2. Happy birthday, Zara. Can we get a Go Niners? Go Niners.
No, louder.
Go Niners!
There you go.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, that's
Love it.
72.
$9.99. Happy birthday to your daughter.
82.
82. Okay.
Is that it? Can we go home now, please? Before this.
That's it.
Shit.
This
Okay.
is from Sean. a few
We didn't
minutes
read this
ago.
one though.
No.
Yeah.
$10. KTH. Do you know what that stands for, Mike? You speak, Sean.
I do. You guys want to know what it means?
Kill.
All right. It means no.
Kick
It's
the
not
homie.
kill.
Kick the
It's
homie.
Camel Toe Harris.
Oh.
Instead of Kamala Harris, Camel Toe Harris.
Would never have guessed that. Okay,
Oh, yeah, I
Mike,
never-
Mike. Maybe the toe descended on Tampa, but got trumped. by
Oh
the
my God. Sean is a fucking trip, man. Oh my God.
The man won't curse, but he'll say that.
The good news is he didn't say anything about Zara in that, so I think we're good to get out of here. There's a lot of other happy birthday Zaras in the chat, but we're okay with that. So that's cool. Let's get out of here before it ends up costing me more money, guys. This was a
Hey,
phenomenal
Mike,
show.
I can't be in your chat right now,
Okay.
so I can't give a super chat. But I don't like the number 82.
Uh-oh.
So why don't we throw an extra 18 on there and give her an even $100?
Oh my
There we go.
God. Look at her face. Look at her face. She's so happy with this.
Why don't we
bullshit.
do that, Mike? I can Venmo you that money personally.
All right, he's gonna send me the money. So Zara gets $100 on her
Yep.
birthday. Are you happy?
Happy birthday!
Happy,
Yeah.
happy 11th birthday, princess.
That's
Okay.
awesome. That's awesome.
All
Happy
right,
birthday.
there we go.
Okay. So are we doing victory shots, Mike? Is that I'm new to the
I
Nothing
do
But
have a
Niners.
victory shot. If anybody joined the chat, can we bring them in right now? I did post a link in there. Let's do one quick. There's gonna be no comments, guys, because this is not the normal Nothing But Niners show. Anybody who is ready to take these victory shots, we're gonna get out of here. We got family and friends coming over for Zara's birthday. So let's go ahead and rock this thing out here.
Can we celebrate somebody else's birthday real quick?
I didn't hear.
Just a quick shout out.
Yeah, of course.
Can we all wish Miss Debbie Bryan a happy birthday? 70 years young.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Miss
birthday,
Debbie Bryan.
Deb. Yeah.
Swear, Mike, that's the only comment. Just because it's her birthday, and I cannot pass up the opportunity to wish her a happy birthday.
Good shout. Oh, we got one more coming in.
Come on. We posted the chat in there. There we go, Daddy P, Ali, Melissa, let's go. Huh?
All right.
I don't see a single drink on the screen. Everybody get those fucking drinks up. Y'all know what we do on Nothing But Niners. Come on now. There it is. He got the whole damn bottle.
Damn.
Daddy P.
All right.
Hey.
All right.
We're going to need to send Daddy P to some counseling. Bro, you should not have had the whole bottle, bro. Put that shit in the glass, bro. What are you doing, dog? What are you doing, dog? Come on, Daddy P.
Give me a
What
second.
are you? Come on, man. Get that shit in the glass.
Oh, he got
There
the
you
glass.
go.
He got the glass. He got the glass.
Okay, he got the glass.
He's good.
All right,
He's good.
for all the faithful out there who do this on behalf of Nothing But Niners, let's show these guys at 49ers Hive how we do it. Y'all ready?
Cheers.
We know the poem. Through the lips and past the gums. Watch out, tummy. Here it comes. Cheers. Let's go.
Cheers.
Throw him back, baby. Ah!
Go
Let's
Niners.
go. Round of applause for everybody, baby. 49ers victory has never been sweeter. We love you guys. Thank you all for rocking with us. Thank you all so much. Zach,
Right.
I appreciate you guys. Matt, I appreciate you guys. On behalf of everybody here from the Nothing But Niners channel, I hope you guys go and subscribe to the 49ers Hive channel. And thank you guys for showing the 49ers Hive page how we celebrate the victories on the 49ers. Okay?
Right, Mike.
So that's how we get down. We're going to show these guys how to do it. They're going to start implementing it on their channel. I promise you guys that. All right. Y'all have been A+ and A1 since day one. We love you guys. That's all I got. Matt,
Happy birthday,
Zach.
Zara. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Zara. You
Yeah.
hear him? No,
Happy
louder.
birthday, Zara.
Birthday's on.
Louder.
Happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Zara.
Yeah. Give me a
See,
donut.
that's the jersey. Go tell him.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
go,
right.
baby.
Right.
Mike, she
Right.
got
Let's
jersey
go.
in her.
Yeah, no. Oh, she's Jersey all day. She's Jersey all
Hey, Mike, you
fucking
gotta
day.
find
This
her
girl's
that
crazy.
red and black cap that I got.
What'd you say?
You gotta find her that red and black cap like the stripe one I have.
Oh, you see
Remember
him
that
back
one?
there, man. Come on now, baby. Come on. Let's go.
Gotta give her
Let's
the
go,
hug.
baby.
Yeah.
Oh man, you brought the couch back out. I just
The
noticed that.
Yeah,
I love
couch,
it.
the couch is in the picture, man. We thank you guys for rocking
All right.
with us. Thank you
Thank
guys
you,
for being
everybody.
patient with us. We got to
Go.
get going, though,
Absolutely.
so go ahead
Yes,
to
go
Matt,
like
Zach.
and subscribe to both channels. Thank you guys for
Yep.
joining us. Matt, please do the honors.
Yeah, hey, it was a victory, and now we're on to the next one. Let's build on the second half of the season. Not much more to it than that. Let's keep it tight. So once again, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Zach. Happy birthday, Zara. Thank you, everybody out there, for joining us today. And until next time, go Niners.
Happy birthday, Zara.